Всем привет! В общем, побегал я туда, как вы видите, 2,5 часа. Снова побежал все карты, которые... Ну, всю карту, все локации в этой главе. В итоге нашел коридорчик, который я пропустил. Там было плюсы к удару. Там ничего особенного. И также я нашел маяк. Маяк, если вы заметили, кто заметил этот маяк раньше, он был, ну, грубо говоря, даже не спрятан. Я просто мимо него пробежал. Те, кто его видел, тот понимает, о чем я. Как видите, концепт арта не все собрал. Диски и станции. Я бегал вроде бы как внимательно, так на запись. Пытался обижать все, что было можно, но как-то не заметил. Но главное, что я нашел маяк. И мы можем собрать часть железного человека. Вон портал на карте. Ну, опять я долго не играл, поэтому терпеть можно.
Getting tired, mate.
Destroy the heretics!
You should have seen that coming. You should have seen that coming. I'm Lord and I'm in charge. You should have seen that coming. You should have seen that coming.
То, что мне нравится, тут враги посильнее. Их не так просто уничтожить. Когда я перебегался локацию, он просто с одного-двух способностей сразу убивать. Ну, чисто интуитивно можно понять, о чем он говорит. Так, ну дисков я не находил с испытанием. Сейчас нужно понять, что делать.
Good job at the Madrai Temple. It has been completely disbanded.
Это мы читали. А, вот она как.
How may I be of assistance?
What of the spy we captured?
He has adapted to the genetic splicing even better than hoped.
Show him to me. Angel, come forth and meet your master.
The name Angel no longer applies.
What would you have us call you?
I am Archangel, a horseman of apocalypse, and I am yours to command.
Your speed and strength have been augmented. But what of your soul?
My soul is filled with hatred, rage, and death for the X-Men.
Это наше поместье, как вы поняли, уничтожено апокалипсисом.
Welcome to my home, or rather what's left of my home. Apocalypse was quite thorough in its destruction. No doubt all of you have heard that Angel was recently caught by Apocalypse during a scouting mission. His fate remains a mystery. I can only hope Angel takes strength from the fact that our mission in Canada was a success. The core and the Infinite Factory were disabled, and the Mad-Dry Temple has been disbanded. In light of that, Apocalypse's plans of conquest have been quashed. Those are just 4 lives. We have a greater responsibility to the millions of people in New York City. We must free them from the tyranny of Apocalypse. Agreed. But once we've explored New York, we should be able to formulate a plan of attack. For your first missions, talk to Moira or Havoc.
Насколько я помню, улицы — это достаточно большие локации.
Hello, I trust all is well? Her prophecy is rather unnerving, but I wouldn't let it color our every action. Apocalypse was rather overzealous in his quest to destroy Cerebro. Don't worry, I have the resources to rebuild the X-Mansion. Beast seems rather excited at the prospect and has begun talking of building an improved Cerebro. The reports have been rather disheartening. Once again, it would appear Apocalypse has put people into camps. Exactly, but we still don't know why. My pleasure.
Ну, как вы видите, ангел стал якобы предателем.
Greetings, X-Man. It's been a while, hasn't it? To get Apocalypse out of New York City, we'll have to battle him in his tower, but we first have to get into his tower, which from all indications is impossible. Well, there may be a solution. Look up Sebastian Shaw in New York City. If anyone would know how to get into that tower, it'd be him. Quite right. Your best bet for entering New York City undetected would be the sewers. There's an entrance near the mansion. If you'd like more information, use the mission briefing computer by Charles. Since the attack on New York, I've been helping treat the wounded. Just recently, I've begun working with the underground. We've set up an underground railroad of sorts that helps those fleeing the city. An old acquaintance of ours, Marrow. Let's just say she learned a lesson in kindness when the X-Men saved her people from the Gersel soldiers. I believe she's attempting to pay back that kindness. I know he's the leader of the Hellfire Club, and he has little love for the X-Men. I also know he gave information to Angel about the Infinite Factory. No, Shaw hates Apocalypse as much as we do, and that's why he might be willing to tell us how to get into that tower. You're quite welcome, my friend.
Интересно, Морлок или Мурлок? Я знаю, кто такие Мурлоки, а вот Морлоки не знаю.
Hello, my friend. It's good. You're quite...
Which mission briefing would you...
Морлоки — это
Before we can
люди
hope to
полорыбы.
defeat Apocalypse, we must first determine how to gain entry to his stronghold.
You want us to go inside Apocalypse's tower? Oh, that's daft. It can't be done.
Watch it, Toad.
Right. I almost forgot. We're one big, happy, dysfunctional family.
If I may continue, Moira believes Sebastian Shaw might be of help.
Shaw's bad news, Professor. He's the head of the Hellfire Club, and they aren't exactly big fans of the X-Men.
I understand, Bishop, but it's because of his unsavory connections that he might know secrets of Apocalypse.
He also might want to hand us over for a nice reward.
Hey, Somehow, this has got to figure into Destiny's prediction.
Toad, I ain't warning you again.
All right.
So what do you want us to do, Professor?
Travel to New York City and find Mr. Shaw. Then see if he has the information we desire and what he would like in return.
How about we persuade him the old-fashioned way?
Wolverine, ain't you ever gonna learn? You can't solve every problem with your fists.
Don't know. Ain't never run across a problem I couldn't solve with my fists.
No, there will be no violence against Mr. Shaw. Simply find him and see if we can reach an agreement. Any questions? Then good luck to you.
Ну, как обычно, никакой информации.
So how's the grand experiment going? Are the Brotherhood and X-Men really working together? Hey, do you know where Colossus is? I haven't seen the big lug for weeks, and I miss him. Yes, that Colossus. What's going on here? Something's up. Spill it, or you're never going to have another moment's peace. Oh, no it won't. You send Colossus over here this instant. I'll get this all straightened out real quick.
Интересно, если бы сейчас Колос у нас был в команде.
My real
Или
name's
же
Kitty
ведьма
Pryde,
заодно.
but my code name's Shadowcat. I can phase through any solid object, which means I can walk through floors and walls. Helping Dr. McTaggart get prisoners out of New York City. Every so often, I make a run in and grab a few people. Way too slow. Apocalypse has guards stationed everywhere. It's all I can do to keep from getting captured. Terrible. All the mutants have been rounded up and placed in prisons. Apocalypse is running some kind of tests on them. From what I've heard, he's looking for 4 people with very specific DNA strands. Something to do with an experiment of his. No problem, X-Man.
Quick, there's not much time. They need us to disable the defense platforms Apocalypse has placed along the coast. A group of Sentinels are being sent to pick up New York refugees, but those platforms will destroy anything that flies by. Boulevard Trask himself has put in overrides and blocked their mutant-killing programs. They should completely ignore mutants. If you want more info on this mission, use the briefing computer by Professor Xavier. He's the one who developed Sentinels, so make no mistake, he has no love for mutants. As a matter of fact, he'd prefer we were all dead. He tried, and now 50 of his fantastic mutant-killing robots lay at the bottom of the ocean. They're no match for the defenses of the platforms. They're a group of New York residents that managed to escape prison set up by Apocalypse. Word has it, a mutant set hundreds free before he was captured. From the sounds of it, that mutant was Banshee. Knowing Banshee, that's just a temporary situation. He'll figure a way out. He always does. Oh, that would be an incredibly bad move. Could you imagine how he'd take being saved? No, he'll find a way out. If you really want to thank me, put in a good word.
А если он не может выбраться? Ну, давайте брифинг по миссии посмотрим.
Which mission briefing would...
Greetings. It seems we have a mission of mercy to carry out. To the north of us, Apocalypse's military is driving several hundred humans toward the ocean. It's just a matter of time before they're captured.
Magneto, we're not equipped to handle an evacuation that big.
Boulevard Trask is.
The man who invented Sentinels?
Yes, that Boulevard Trask. He's using a fleet of his Sentinels as an airlift for the refugees.
So why do we care? Let the Sentinels save them.
The problem is, Apocalypse has set up a series of defensive platforms along the coast. Those platforms will destroy any Sentinel that comes near.
I'm guessing they want us to take out the platforms so the Sentinels have a clear path.
That is correct, Cyclops.
But the Sentinels are going to attack as soon as we're in their sights.
Great. So we wind up fighting both Apocalypse's men and Sentinels.
Not this time. The programming's been rewritten such that, to them, will look exactly like humans.
Is anyone else here getting that this is a recipe for disaster feeling?
I would have thought an X-Man would jump at a chance to do a good deed such as this.
Oh, I'll do it. But you all better be prepared for a big I told you so if something goes haywire, huh?
Thank you for that thrilling insight. If there are no further questions, be on your way.
Ну, раз брифинг этой миссии был на первом месте, то, скорее всего, с нее и начнем.
Well, we made it back to the mansion. What's left of it, anyway. Certainly. Professor Xavier has been talking with Beast and me about how best to rebuild it. That's perhaps the most exciting part of all. Beast has come up with a radical new design he calls Cerebra. Think of it as Cerebro's big sister. If Beast's calculations are correct, she'll be many times more powerful than her little brother. If it were in the hands of anyone else, I'd have to agree. But Professor Xavier has never abused his power, and I can't see why he'd start now. My pleasure.
Смотреть предметы пока не будем.
Are you sure you want to go to the platforms?
Ну, понеслась.
Good luck, guys. I'm getting out of here. There's way too many anti-aircraft guns on these platforms.
Thank you, Havoc. You braved a great deal to get the team to the landing zone. And because the platforms are much more heavily fortified than first believed, I've requested the aid of S.H.I.E.L.D. They can better secure the structures once the defenses are down. Plus, they have a more thorough reconnaissance of the area. And with that, I hand control of this mission over to Colonel Nick Fury.
Thank you, Professor Xavier. Team, some of you I've worked with before, others of you I've fought with, but lives are on the line, so there's no time for egos right now. At this very moment, a team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents are on their way to your location. It is imperative that you destroy the anti-aircraft guns before my men arrive. If you don't, they'll be shot out of the sky. Team, those anti-aircraft guns are almost indestructible. The only way you're going to hurt them is by destroying the generator that powers them.
Scanners have located mutant DNA.
Блин, еще бежать надо.
It is a death knell for you and for all your wretched kind. No, it is I, Bastion, the architect of your destruction. Prepare to meet me on the field of battle. I will prove you are weak and unworthy.
Going.
Так, ну, не знаю, давайте осмотримся все. Я думаю, времени еще вагон. Неплохо, 34 уровень. Просто я помню, что вроде бы где-то тут что-то должно лежать. Ну не прямо тут, конечно. Где-то.
Shall we continue? Please, forgive me.
Что-то пролетело, либо пролетело. А вот 1,5 минуты — это интересно на все или хотя бы на 1?
going where you...
Вот она, вот она. Видите, опять побежал он заметил. А, типа маяк.
Danger, danger, system override in progress. Override complete. Original programming reinitialized. Destroy all mutant life forms.
Watch out, team. Someone or something is resetting the Sentinels to their original programming. Defend yourselves.
Потом. Почти целую минуту. Ну ладно, потом. Ага, нравится. Хорошо.
A word.
Cease all activity.
Жаб. А, отлично. О, блин, эти бочки.
Scanners have located mutant DNA.
And Sinister said you were strong.
Mutant target has been sighted.
Do not stray from me. Affirmative.
О, прилетел. Прилетели. Ну всего-то.
Mutant target has been sighted. Surrender, mutant.
Потом.
Sometimes endurance is stupid.
Это что-то пуляет, а мне над головой пролетает.
Is that real? So well.
Where is my next opponent?
Mr. Sinister will hear of this.
Scanners have located mutant DNA.
А, это не маяки. О, маяк.
This unit has targeted a mutant life form.
Нежданчик.
Team, meet Sergeant Charles Kilroy. He's the demolition specialist who's going to take out those radar arrays. Protect him at all costs.
Это случай не тот ли дохляк?
Thanks, Colonel Fury. If it weren't for that high-tech scuba gear, I never would have made it here alive.
You're the only man who could have done it, Kilroy. Now make me proud, son, and take out those radar arrays.
Yes, sir. All right, team. Lead the way. There's a radar array. It's gonna take a little while to set the charge, so keep me alive long enough to do it. Don't let me die just
Придется
yet.
постараться, если ты тот самый.
Sorry, my friend.
Mutant target has been sighted. Immediate shutdown activated. Mutant DNA has been detected. Cease all mutant activity.
Ты где?
DNA has been cease all mutant defensive systems activated. Mutant target has been sighted.
Well, isn't that a pretty sight?
Еще один есть.
Well done, Sergeant, and good job, team. SHIELD agents will now secure the platform.
This unit has targeted a mutant life form.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Mutant DNA has been detected.
Scanners have located mutant
Ну там я уголочек не следовал, а здесь ничего нет.
Mr.
There's a radar array. It's gonna take a little while to set the charge, so keep me alive long enough to do it.
Tired, mate.
Surrender.
Scanners have located mutant DNA.
Cease all mutant activity.
You
Surrender.
were a worthy opponent.
Mutant target has been sighted. Surrender. Mutant.
Scanners have located
Mutant DNA has been detected. This unit has targeted a mutant life form. Warning, defensive systems activated. This unit has targeted a mutant life form. Cease all mutant activity.
I wish I hadn't had to do that.
Ну, это было слишком просто.
Surrender. Surrender, mutant.
Well, isn't that a pretty sight?
Well done, Sergeant, and good job, team. Shield agents...
Agent Giant has been sighted. Surrender, mutant.
Может быть, сейчас удивят. Это не наш вроде. А может и наш.
This is the last one, team. We can do this. Let's go.
Surrender, mutant.
Then you're going to have to assume his mission. Take out the last radar array. First, locate and destroy the security interlock console. Once that's done, I'll fill you in on the next step.
Он просто растворился. Бросил нас.
Well done, team. With the security interlock down, you can now deactivate the radar shielding console. Go to the radar array now and use the console there.
That's all.
You should have run away.
Scanners have located DNA. DNA has been detected.
Okay, team. You've deactivated the shielding on the auxiliary power generator. You have a limited amount of time to destroy the generator, then the shield will reset itself. If that happens, come back to the radar array and use the console again. You did an outstanding job, team. The Sentinels are now free to rescue the refugees. Also, you might be happy to hear we just fished Sergeant Kilroy out of the ocean. He's a little singed from having been thrown into the water during the explosion, but other than that, he's fine.
Хорошо.
It's been a pleasure working with you. This is Colonel Nick Fury, signing off.
Sometimes I enjoy this too much.
Кто-то нервный, что ли? Уничтожает очень просто так. Так, босс, наверное. Да, блин, сохраниться пытались, что ли?
For too long, you mutants have taken advantage of humanity's kindness. And for too long, I've sat by and done nothing while you schemed and plotted like cowardly assassins. But my time of silence is over. I must take action and destroy each and every one of your misbegotten kind. Ugh! Do not speak, mutant. The mere sound of your voice causes me pain. I'm not under any type of control. I know what I'm doing. Mutants are an aberration, a mistake of nature. I've made it my life's work to correct this mistake and erase it forever. Your pestilence has threatened to choke off the flower of mankind long enough. With my help, humanity will once again flourish and grow on the broken husks of your bodies. I'll hear no more of your lies, mutant. Let us battle so that I can put an end to you.
Ну, она дурманит какие-то. Сейчас мы это исправим.
This enemy is too tough for me.
Где это был? А здесь он остался.
I just received word the airlift was a complete success. All the refugees were saved. None of it would have happened if you hadn't made the way safe for the Sentinels. Yeah, that'll be the day. At least you're finished on the platforms. I'll have Blink open up a portal to take you to the X-Mansion. When you get back, stop by and see Havoc.
Честно, я даже не ожидал, что вот эта четверка может быть настолько хороша. Но она настолько хороша, что там боссы в легкую проходятся. Ну, вроде бы ничего нет. Скалок. Почему там не было восклицательного знака оранжевого? Вроде бы оранжевый знак значит, что можно поговорить.
Hey, you did it! You took out the platforms, and because of that, all the New York refugees were airlifted to safety by Sentinels. Who could have known that Bastion was under the control of Apocalypse? Without his help, the Sentinels never would have been reprogrammed to attack you. If you really want to...
Видимо, раньше это значит, что можно взять задание. Если задание уже взято, то и просто восклицательный знак. Где компьютер с испытаниями? В начале был. Отлично. Хочу жабе клевый предметик. Босс победить больше. За 45 секунд.
The course is now active. Good luck. Generating opponent.
Или нет.
Let us see how you fall.
Это что ли, приз?
Priest.
Все, что...
Achieved.
И
Course is
все?
now complete. Well done.
Офигеть. Странное задание, конечно. Ну, спорить я не собираюсь. Ну, простое задание, так ладно. Все рады. Ну, 500 защиты, я думаю, это даже и спорить нет смысла. Танк, он и есть танк. Ну а вторую миссию давайте проходить уже в следующей серии. Смотрите далее. Всем пока-пока.